Hi, it's Lele.
And it's Mikey.
Hey, everyone.
We are back, and we're excited to talk to everybody. How you doing?
So, we didn't forget that we were doing Shark Attacks, the second part of our shark stuff.
Our Shark Day, not Shark Week.
Yeah.
Shark Day about Shark Week stuff.
Yeah. And I just wanted to point out that, Michael Googled the size of the shark, but the one that pulls up instantly on Google, it has been beaten, on record by the Deep Blue, which is 22. And there are stories going way back to people seeing sharks even, up to 24 to 30 something.
Because there's the one that was probably bigger, but then there's the ones that are actually metrically verified. And so
yeah, but even the metrically verified, that one's bigger than the one you pulled up.
Yes,
it was
absolutely.
19 something.
Yep.
So I just wanted to say I wasn't,
we were a couple feet short of the record.
Well,
but even Big Blue, holy crap.
Yeah.
That's a big shark.
Yeah. And there might have been some bigger. I just didn't remember hearing stories, but you can't verify something that was seen in the 40s and different times like that. And I think that's why they don't like to completely acknowledge them. But it's very plausible that there were bigger sharks back then than now, because we weren't as all up in their grill as we are now.
Yeah. They were much less molested.
Yeah. We weren't
back then. Maybe they got bigger.
We weren't murdering millions of them every year.
Right.
Okay, so we are doing shark attacks, but I decided it would be really fun to do weird ones or kind of interesting, strange ones.
Weird ones?
Yeah.
We're going to do the weird ones? I like it. Weird is good.
Yeah, we're going to do some shark attacks that, are a little more, interesting. So we're going to start out with...
Yeah, because, just your regular old surfer that has his leg bitten off, that's not very interesting.
Well, no, it's my
I'm just poking and prodding, Lele. Don't worry about it.
My reasoning behind it is that...
The more peculiar ones are more fascinating.
Well, it's not just that. It's less likely you've heard these ones. And so you won't be rehearing material.
They're more obscure?
I don't know. They're just... ones that you don't usually hear about all the time. At least I don't.
My guess is I won't know any of them. So I'm super excited.
Okay. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Todd Andrus. I think that's how you say it.
Todd Andrus.
Yeah.
Sounds like the name of a trucker. Love you truckers out there, folks. Keep on trucking. You keep America turned on. Sorry, short trucker plug.
Heck yeah.
For Todd Andrus, the trucker.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have... I wouldn't get all my Amazon stuff without him.
Well, there's actually... The reason why it came to my mind is there's actually a trucking company local where we live that's called Andrus Trucking. So
smart.
That was the trigger that made me think of truckers.
Okay. So anyway, he was attacked by a great white shark on August 28th of 2007.
Horrifying.
Yeah, okay. So it was near...
Wasn't like a lemon shark. It was a freaking great white. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was near Merino State Park in California. And he probably would have died. And the shark actually attacked him 3 times.
What?
And I'm just saying, someone attacked 3 times by a great white.
Are you trying to tell me he was being picked on?
It probably was trying to predate, so it's probably trying to eat him.
Okay. Yeah, we did talk about that last episode. Sometimes they're attacking you for food. Sometimes they just don't like you there.
Yeah.
And they're being territorial.
Territorial. You're making me mad, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like you red surfboard or boat or you know what I mean?
So he was being attacked with the intention of being eaten.
Usually when they come in more than once like that, that's what's going on. So,
they want more than just a little snack.
Yeah, or they want more than just, hi, I'm mad at you, or I want to check out you.
They want the entire enchilada and or your leg.
Yes. And, just to back up what I was saying about how unless a shark is, straight underneath a person and the water's murky, it's not very likely they think they look like a seal on a surfboard, is the fact that they'll knock people
Despite popular belief.
They'll knock people off their surfboards, and then they'll come after the person. So why would they do that if they thought the surfboard was a seal, you know? And like I said, if you see someone sitting in the water on their surfboard, they're about a foot in, like kind of under the water. You can see their legs hanging down. They're sitting there. Yeah. You can see part of their body, their little swimming trunks. Anyway, and they circle.
And like you said before, we aren't sure if they see in color or what they're even seeing, or if certain colors irritate them or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, and they think that they have poor eyesight, but there are some also that have different eye shapes than others. So, you know, I mean, like, you really just don't know for sure.
That's true. I've known some people that are really deaf and some people that can hear like amazing. You just might have that one shark that's like, hey, can you say that louder, please? Well, my shark ears did not fully develop.
Well, you know, they even think that some of the predate attacks that happen are sharks that are older and, you know, sharks that are having a harder time getting food, basically. They think that some of that is that, you know, like someone was sick or has had a hard time catching food for a while and is weak. You know, we're like easy
Person
pickings.
in the water don't swim as fast as a guppy fish.
We're easy pickings, man.
Okay, so we got the guy who got bit on the leg.
Okay, so
Todd Andrus.
Okay, so he got attacked 3 times. The first attack didn't do much damage, but the second skinned his back open. Oh. Now, look, I didn't say it got his leg. I just said he'd been attacked 3 times.
Attacked 3 times. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
like a banana peel, it skinned his back. Can you imagine? Okay.
You say banana peel. I'm thinking of like, you know, a cucumber with like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're skinning the cucumber.
Well, he actually said that when he was being interviewed. He said it was like a banana peel. This is so gross. Their teeth are so sharp.
So he took a hit on the leg.
No.
Had his skin peeled on his
Keep
back.
adding in the leg. I don't know why you do that. Why you're doing that.
I just assume they get the legs bit, man. Okay, I'll shut up.
No, it's okay. He got attacked 3 times. The first time didn't do much damage. It doesn't say where. Okay. And then the second one.
Pardon me for assuming it was his leg.
It's okay.
Confirmed back skinning.
And the third attack, the shark tried to eat his still attached leg.
Oh.
So there you go. There's your leg you were looking for. So he must have been in the. You just must have had. You had it like. Clairvoyance.
No, when I'm thinking if you're trying to get away from a shark, you're swimming, what's the thing that's sticking out closest, right?
Yeah, but there's some that get grabbed by the head or by the side or, you know, it just depends on or the arm.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the positioning of the shark.
Yeah, and where it hits, you know? So anyway, basically, he was really messed up. And the shark was probably going to come back and finish him off. And he actually was saved by dolphins, which I believe dolphins are evil. But every once in a while, they save people. And there's other stories of them saving people. But yeah.
What about Flipper?
That's a lie. Anyway, I don't know if that I should get into the details of... Dolphins do weird stuff. Do you know they actually even like mess with stuff that's toxic so they can get high?
Yeah, they're smart.
Yeah, and they're
highly intelligent.
And
from what I understand, they're like the only mammals out there that have sex for fun.
Yeah, they also have orgies.
Ooh.
Yeah, which I don't
like a bunch
know
of
that I should say
crazy Greeks.
Yeah, well, and they will sometimes do weird things to people. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
And I literally am terrified of them. I do not want to be in the water with them because you just don't know what they're going to decide they want to do.
I did a dolphin swim with my wife. It was like her dream.
Mm-hmm.
On our honeymoon.
Good for her.
Did the dolphin
I think we
swim?
talked about this before.
I know, but it was a magical moment of my life.
You look up messed up things that dolphins do. And
okay, I'll look it up.
Okay. I already feel like I said one word I'm not sure I wanted to say. Okay, so the point is they arrived and they actually formed a ring around him. And they kept the shark away. So thanks to, you know, the dolphins, he actually survived. Wow. And just 6 weeks later, he was back in the water. Now that's a hardcore.
You know what though?
That's a chat.
If that's the place where you find true happiness,
yeah, you can't let him take it from you.
You can't let the shark win, man.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, how likely is it to happen again? There are people who have had more than one. There's this one guy who got like attacked 3 different times.
Well, there's people that have been struck by lightning a few times too. So
That's true.
It makes you wonder. Maybe if God's trying to teach him something, I don't know.
Well, yeah. Okay. So anyway, next story. We're gonna move on here.
Well, that's cool that he got saved by some dolphins.
Yeah, I think.
And that he survived 3 separate encounters with the same shark.
Yeah, you know what? That actually would be one time when I would be okay with dolphins coming around me.
Okay.
They could save me from a shark if I was being attacked.
Better than the alternative.
if I was actively being attacked.
I think you're an evil demon, but I'm so happy you're here to save my life.
Yeah, exactly.
The lesser of 2 evils in this case.
I mean, what really could they do worse to me at that point? Especially if you're peeled like a banana.
Yeah,
Ugh, that just makes my skin
Thanks for saying
crawl.
that again.
I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, jeez.
Just peel that cucumber.
So gross.
You started it.
Okay, we gotta move on. Okay, this one I think you're going to absolutely love.
Okay.
This is very interesting. So this guy name is James Grant.
Okay.
And this guy is like next level. Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right. So, some people, they really have their priorities straight, right?
Yeah.
So this guy, James Grant, was attacked by a shark. And, he gets out of the water and, question. Hospital, pub. Hospital, pub.
I think that would depend on the severity of the encounter with the shark.
He decided he wanted a beer. And he decided that he would go to the pub. So he stitched it.
Wow.
He took out a first aid kit. He did have some medical training, but not like full on. And he kind of just threw in a couple stitches, enough to like hold it all together. Went to the pub, had a drink. They think it was a 7-gill.
Do you know where this one happened?
Yeah, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it was on in January in 2014. Anyways, he quoted, "Bugger, now I have to try and get this thing off my leg," when he realized that there was a shark on there. That was like what went through his head.
Wow.
How Chad is this guy? Like, this guy is like Crocodile Dundee.
Dude, he's a goat.
Like, it's just a shark. How am I going to get this thing off?
You stupid thing, you bit my leg, get off.
And then he's like, I want a beer. Yeah, I'll just throw in a couple stitches here. Hey, it's closed up enough. Let's go to the pub. So.
Well, I mean, whatever works for you.
Yeah. Anyway, so he talked about it like it's like a horsefly or something that's just, bothering you. Anyway, he actually stabbed the shark with his knife until it let go and ran away. So he didn't just...
That's hardcore, dude. He's like straight up feral.
I'm telling you. He's like...
I think they need to make a movie about this guy.
I know, for reals. So yeah, like I said, he was a doctoral student. And he decided he needed a beer. That was like intense, He just had it out.
Well, have you seen the fees of the medicals lately? He's like, I got a little medical training. I can stitch this sucker. I'm not paying that immediate $10,000 ER fee that when I walk through the doors.
Okay, you got to hear this. This is his only regret.
Okay.
His only regret is that if he'd killed the shark, there was a fishing competition at the Colag Bay Tavern, and if he'd killed the shark, he could have won.
Oh,
see, he's got good priorities.
Should have showed up with his victim.
Yeah,
Took a chunk out of my leg, but I've got it right here.
He would have won the fishing competition at the tavern.
He's live bait.
So yeah, I just think that's like the most craziest story I've ever heard. And then after, of course, he went to the hospital, and then his friend, who was an actual surgeon, stitched him up proper.
Okay, well, I feel like that's like the ultimate one-up story. Like, you could have, someone that's like, yeah, well, I landed on the moon. And you're like, oh, really? I got bit by a shark. I sewed myself up and went over to a pub and had a beer.
Okay, well, we're going to get more hardcore even than that.
What?
Yeah, I'm serious. At the end, you'll have to tell me who you think was the most Chad.
How hardcore is where you're like, do I go get a beer or do I get myself medical attention?
I think...
What's more Chad than that?
I think some of these people need to be made gods, like, obviously, because I just don't know, like, they're They're right up there with like Hercules or something.
Yeah, they're like demigods.
Yeah, they're like
Part god, half, yeah.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, we're going to talk about Henry Bourse next. There's an E on the end. I'm guessing it's just Henry Bourse.
Borscht?
Maybe. He's from New Zealand.
Oh.
So it's probably Bourse, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
I'm not going to pretend to be a name
Forgive me for
understander.
We all know how I am about names. So I did my best. So, okay, it turns out that he was actually a rock star who played saxophone with the 60s rock band, the Thunderbirds.
Oh.
Okay? And he was...
It's not one that I'm aware of, but I'm sure they rocked. Okay. Especially with a name like Thunderbirds.
Okay, not only did he survive a shark attack, but insisted on videotaping... I got my tongue all tied. Mm-hmm. He insisted on keeping and videotaping footage of his attack. Well,
why wouldn't you want to have that?
No, you just wait. Listen to this. It's like, this is hardcore. On November 29th, 1964, Bourse was filming an underwater documentary, okay, around Lady Julia Percy Island near Australia. But he's from New Zealand. Sorry, they're big.
Just likes those islands.
Yeah. When a great white shark attacked him, Bourse did all he could to kick the giant fish off, but he still lost his left leg below the knee. Rather than forget about his documentary, like probably anybody else in the world would do, Bourse told his crew to keep filming the aftermath. He even made sure they got footage of his leg floating helplessly in the water, since apparently the shark decided it tasted terrible.
Oh, they literally can see his limb floating away in the water.
Record it. Make sure you get shots of that.
Gosh.
So,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, come on. If I lost my leg, I wouldn't be all telling people to record my leg floating by. I'd be freaking out.
One would question how sober he really was.
Well, he was a rock star. He might have been on all kinds of things you just don't know.
Oh, look at my leg floating in the water. Holy crap, man.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't...
Film it.
I wouldn't...
Will you look at that?
I wouldn't be snorting cocaine when I'm doing a documentary in the ocean, but, I mean, it sounds like he might have been.
It literally might be what floated his boat.
I don't know.
Dun-dun.
But that's completely nuts.
Wow. So he released the material later for all to see who wanted to?
Of course he did.
Have you watched it?
No.
We must watch it together, Lily.
We need to find this.
I must see this floating leg, even though it'll probably make me want to throw up.
I wonder if they even have it available. Like, they might have decided it was too graphic. Who knows? He recovered quickly, returning to...
Too raunchy.
Yeah, he recovered quickly and returned to the water in just 6 weeks later as well. What's with these guys in 6 weeks?
But he doesn't have a leg?
Yeah. Plus, he finished his documentary.
So he's an amputee.
He used the footage of his mutilation plus some dramatization to finish off Savage Shadows. So that's what we need to look up.
Oh, take note, folks.
Savage
Shadows.
By Henry Bourse. Anyway.
That's a freaking phenomenal story. That's insane.
Yeah, and then just 3 weeks after the attack, he was back, like, up on stage rocking with the Thunderbirds.
Wow.
He said...
You know what, though?
No, do you want to hear...
The shark's not going to take rock and roll from him, man.
No, you want to hear what he said? All of a sudden I lost the word. When he was talking about it, he's like, nearly spoiled my day. It did.
Nearly spoiled my day, it did, yeah. I'm pretty sure that would more than nearly spoil my day. That would be terrible.
I know, right? I mean, there's
you're like
who've never been able to get back in the water.
You're like a freaking cripple the rest of your life.
Here he is, like, recording it all and stuff. I'm just saying, that's pretty nuts. For reals.
Well, sounds like he's a lively fella.
Yeah.
He's not going to let life get in his way.
True.
Shark. He's going to capitalize on it.
Oh, snap. Okay, this one's just weird.
Weird?
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But we still have some more, like, kick butt guys coming up here.
Okay.
But anyway.
But I like weird.
We're doing interesting weird.
I'd put myself
coincidences.
I'd put myself in that category.
There you go.
Interestingly weird.
This is about, there we go. This is about David and Sebastian
Bach?
Kozan. Cozzan.
Kozan?
Yeah. So
Probably, it sounds kind of German.
yeah. So a lot of times, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Kids turn out a lot like their parents, right? This is a little interesting and different. So on March 2014, 9-year-old Sebastian.
Oh, that's pretty recent.
Son, was surfing at John D. MacArthur State Park in Palm Beach, Florida, when a spinner shark took note of him and bounced on his right foot. Despite kicking the shark in the mouth, Sebastian suffered enough damage to require 80 stitches.
Ow.
Okay. So here's the crazy part. Sebastian's father, David, said that 2 decades before his son was attacked, he too ran afoul with an angry, shark or whatever. Because usually if they do something like that, that is just an attack and not predate.
Yeah, they're just being aggressive.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't like you.
Yeah.
Get off my block, man.
Exactly. So he was attacked. Okay? And he wasn't attacked just any old place. He was also attacked in the foot. And he was attacked in the same area where his son encountered one.
What? Lightning struck twice, eh?
Yep. And it went after his foot, although it was the left foot and not the right. But isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Like both guys, same place, both got attacked by a shark in the foot.
A 20-year separation between them.
Crazy, right?
Dang.
So anyway, the sun
I would just
worse.
pick a different beach. I'm just saying.
Well, they said the sun was worse. So if the Sebastian ever has a son, he probably shouldn't take him to go swimming in that area because then he might full on lose a foot, right?
Yeah. I feel like he should do mountain biking instead.
Something like that.
Or like play a musical instrument.
Oh, okay. So anyway, I thought like that was just kind of an interesting one, so I just had to bring it up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How many people have been bitten by sharks? How many people have their father and their son in the same manner?
No doubt. So, okay. So sharks are usually solo hunters, right?
My apologies, people, if I cough or if I'm clearing my throat. I'm on the tail end of a cold. I'm not sick anymore, but I'm still dealing with a little of the aftermath, so. Just telling you.
Yeah, no problem. So sharks are usually solo hunters. There's a woman named Shannon Ainsley, and she got attacked, right? She was only 15.
Or she wouldn't be on this episode.
It's true. No, he was, sorry. I said Shannon and I said she.
Whoops.
My bad. I actually known some guy Shannons and sorry guys. Anyhow.
Maybe we should just say they.
Probably
they, them.
Yes. So he was surfing in 2000 off, in East London, South Africa, where he attracted the attention of not one, but 2 15-foot great white sharks.
2?
15-foot?
Hey, it's not Big Blue. No. Big Blue's 19.
That's still huge.
And then there's other ones that are supposedly more than 20.
Yeah, but 15 is huge still.
Yeah, regardless.
That's like triple your size.
Yeah, that's just I think that's your typical full-grown great white size. That's still.
A lot of people get attacked by
That's extremely large.
9 to 14. Like 15's pretty high. Hit big. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So anyway,
I would lose my mind if I saw those coming towards me.
Yeah, I know, right? The first
my
grabbed
gosh.
his hand and dragged him under the water, while the second attempted to bite his head.
So he's being gang attacked.
Yes, by 2 huge sharks.
Oh.
Likely it missed. As for the first shark, it quickly swam away with his prey. Then it just gave up and let him go, abandoning him to the lonely sea. That would suck too.
Wow.
If they're like both going for you. One grabs your hand, the other one misses your head, and then he takes off with you, and then he just like drops you and leaves you.
Gosh.
I think it's almost like he was like, you can't have him, and like took him, but then he's like, oh, you don't want him anymore? I don't want him then either. You know, it's kind of like little kids with the kid who has a toy, or a kid who wants a toy, so the other kid wants it, like that. That's what it reminds me of.
That's not a chew toy. That's a human being.
And anyway, lucky for him, a wave appeared and he was able to ride it back to shore. That's insane to me. Like, I can't imagine how terrifying it would be. It's bad enough to be attacked by one.
Yeah.
But
and it makes me think too, like the massive amounts of adrenaline and shock. Because imagine when you get bit like that, you're bleeding, you're leaking like a sieve. And you only have so much time before you lose all your blood. So you're literally a ticking time bomb in the water. And on top of that, you got salt water. Ever felt that on a wound?
I know. Well, I mean, they all say that it's just like they feel pressure and stuff. It usually doesn't hurt until after, when they start to calm down.
Yeah, it's
And,
that
you know,
adrenaline. But then also, the shark's teeth are so sharp sometimes, it's so razor that...
Yeah, it's true. And anyways, like, I've heard stories of people having their whole calf are bitten off and running up the beach and then realizing their foot's dangling because of the adrenaline, you know. There's another story of a fellow who, like, he literally boxed a shark and he was getting bitten, like, all over his arms, but he full on was boxing.
He was just pummeling it?
Yeah, because, like, he was...
literally fighting for his life?
Yeah, he was, like, in the water enough that he could stand, and he was literally, like, boxing the shark. And, you know, like, you can't... if he was feeling it, there's no way, you know, that he could do that, right?
Yeah.
You would have to be, like, clear-headed.
It's that fight or flight, man.
Heck yeah, you gotta do
That
it.
adrenaline pump.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you now a super, super fun one.
Okay.
Okay? And I think that this was something that was actually hard for me to believe really happened.
But it really did.
It really did.
It's that unbelievable?
It's very, very unbelievable.
Wow.
Okay. So basically, off the coast of Angola, around 1993, there's a man who's surfing and he's going to catch a wave, but then he notices that there are multiple sharks off to the side of where he is, okay?
So he sees them coming.
Yeah, he sees them there, and he's like, uh-oh. And he realizes that the fastest way to get him would be to catch a wave, right? But to catch a wave, he has to go closer to the sharks.
No.
And guess what he does? Instead of just
he
swimming another
swims towards them.
Yes.
So he can get propelled by a wave.
Yes. So
he's hoping the wave... You better catch that wave, man.
So he caught the wave, but then he biffed it. And then he got bit.
Oh.
Okay. And
his plans were foiled.
And he ended up getting bitten again because there were like more than one of them. And usually when more than one come at someone, it's predate, you know, and they get taken out pretty quick. But somehow he managed to make it to shore with the 2 attacks on him. Okay.
Wow.
So he crawls back to his car. Well, it turns out that where he is like hours away from the hospital, okay?
Oh, of course it is. Good thing he just got bit by sharks.
I know, right? So he starts driving, and after hours, he feels dehydrated, okay?
Okay.
So he sees like a stream or whatever, and he decides to pull over and go get a drink out of it.
Okay.
So he gets a drink, and then he like lies on a rock, and a lion comes up and attacks him.
What?
Gets attacked by a lion.
Are you freaking kidding me?
No.
Okay, if this guy survives, he's got the story of all stories.
Hey,
do you remember that day when I got attacked by a shark and a lion?
Possibly
same
2
day?
sharks because he got attacked twice.
he got bit a couple times.
Yeah, and there were more than one of them.
Good
wait.
night.
It's not done.
Okay.
So
wait, it's like an infomercial, but wait, there's more?
Yes.
Oh, man.
So then he takes a stick and he manages to fight off this lion, right? And then
with a stick.
Yeah. And
I must have been a big stick.
On the way back to the car, he gets attacked by a whole pride of lions.
What? Man.
I mean, talk about a bad day. Like, who?
If it gets any worse, he's going to start competing with Job, for crying out loud.
I feel like it's like that movie where someone was supposed to die, and so death keeps coming after him. And what's that? Something now I can't.
Why would you do this to my brain?
I'm sorry. It's like Final Destination.
Final Destination.
Yes, they have like 4 of them.
They've cheated. They've cheated death way too many times.
Okay, so then he gets attacked by a whole pride of lions, and he actually manages to fight them off of him and get in the car.
Wow.
So obviously at this point, he's losing a lot of blood and he can't drive. So he's just like laying there in the car.
Well, he already was dehydrated and had to get a drink, but yeah. I wonder if in hindsight he thought maybe that wasn't a great idea.
No doubt.
I'd rather be thirsty than attacked by lions, personally.
And he probably was thirsty because he was losing blood.
Well, no, he probably, I'm guessing it was the point where he felt like it was medically necessary for him to survive to get some kind of moisture.
Yeah, well, and you're thinking he must have tied him off or something because otherwise you think he would have bled out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he gets really lucky. So for some strange reason, a couple of people come driving down the road.
And he said this is a super rural, way out there area.
Well, obviously, in like rural Africa, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so these people drive by and find him and take him to the hospital, and he survived.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, that guy did not want to die. And he had to have some kind of angels watching over him or something. Because, like, he was not supposed to die that day. And everything tried.
Yeah, or maybe he's related to Chuck Norris. I don't know.
There was like 2 gods sitting up there on a cloud above, and they're all, hey, I bet you I can kill this guy today with animals. And he's like, I bet you can't. And they're sitting there watching, and he's like, well, yeah, I'm going to throw a lion at him. Now that he survived that. He's like, no. And then he beats the lion, and he's all like, see how I win? And he's like, no, wait, I'm going to throw pride at him. You know?
Oh, jeez.
But whatever. I just think that's nuts.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's a crazy story. And then to top it off, I want to mix it up a little because some people are just really unlucky. Okay. So there's this one guy.
I'm pretty sure all the ones we talked about today are pretty unlucky.
Yeah. So there's this guy. He is named Dylan McWilliams. He's 20 years old and he's from Colorado.
Colorado?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but like, I think sometimes certain things happen and you've got to like reevaluate your life and ask yourself why.
Okay.
So basically this is what happens to this guy. All right. He gets attacked by a shark while he's bodyboarding off the coast of Hawaii. Okay. And he ended up seeing, he could see the shark beneath him and he started kicking at it. So he saw it before it hit him. And he knew he hit it at least once. And then he like swam to shore as quick as he could and worried about the trail of blood that he was leaving, right? Because like usually people get scared. They're like, oh my gosh, it's going to find me.
Yeah.
But
it's like the scent of blood.
Well, frenzy. It's not just that. He was worried, like, did I lose my leg? Yeah. Because like I said, people lots of times, they don't really feel it. So you don't really know until you look how bad the damage is when a shark hits you.
Yeah. So
they think it was a tiger shark that attacked him. And it left distinctive teeth marks on his leg. So that's why they think that maybe it was a tiger shark, because they could see the teeth marks in his leg.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is why this story is interesting, okay? So it turns out that when he was in Colorado, okay, because that's where he's from, and he was camping.
Uh-huh.
The July before, at 4 a.m., when he was sleeping outdoors, he awoke to find his head in the mouth of a bear.
What?
Okay, so he hit a black bear. Sorry, a black bear. This black bear grabbed him by the back of his head, and he was fighting it back and poking it in the eyes until it finally let him go, okay? And he's another person where you want to think that he's just not supposed to die, but for some reason things keep trying to kill him. So his friend said it was about a 300-pound male bear, and it stomped on him and then walked away after he had poked it in the eyes and stuff. I guess I'm surprised it left him alone. You know, I've heard people taking out a bear's eye and it's still getting them. You know.
Yeah.
So somehow he survived that. Okay. So he has the scars that are still painful to touch on his head. Yeah. Okay. From that. Okay. Now wait, it's not done. When he was 17 years old, he got bit by a rattlesnake when he was in Utah during a hiking trip. He figured it was a dry bite, so he decided not to go to the hospital. But there was
What kind of idiot is like, I got bit by a snake, but I'm pretty sure it didn't put any venom in me. What? I didn't even know they could bite without putting venom in you.
Okay, so this is another thing I'm saying. Like, what is it with these guys? It's like what are they? They're like not human. Like, it's just a rattlesnake bite.
I believe the term is not the sharpest tool in the shed.
I don't know. Somehow they're still around. Like,
some people refuse to die.
He fought off a bear. He got away. Oh my goodness. So yeah, he thought he kicked a cactus and then realized it was a rattlesnake that bit him.
Oh gosh.
So he didn't go in, and it turned out there was a little venom, so he did get a bit sick for a couple of days. And I just want to say...
So shark, bear...
And rattlesnake. Yeah. And he's only 20. I mean, what else can we expect?
I feel like he should move to the city and get a job in a cubicle. Here's your sign.
So this is what he said.
Go in the ocean and get bit by a shark. Go in the mountains, get bit by a bear.
So when people asked him if he thought he would have another brush with dangerous wildlife, he said, "I hope not, but I spend most of my time outside with animals." Pause. So I guess anything could happen.
Well, hey, you know what? Just like the other ones, if that's your passion, if you run away in fear, they won, right?
See, but that would get to me more because you're thinking to yourself, okay, why do dangerous wild animals keep attacking me? I mean, it's not like...
Yeah, at one point you're like, okay, how many more things can go wrong? So, he won up the guy that got bit and then fought off lions, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Snake bite.
No, I don't think so, because that all happened in one day.
Okay, never mind.
So now you got to tell me, who do you think, out of all the people's story I told you, who do you think is the biggest bad awesomeness of...
The goat. Who's the ultimate goat? Who's the Chuck Norris?
Yeah, who is the... Chuck Norris or
definitely not the guy that got saved by the dolphins. Because we both know Chuck Norris would kick the dolphins and say, "Leave me alone, I can take care of myself."
True.
So, I feel like for the day, Lion Man wins.
Me too.
But this other guy, he just had some really bad, unfortunate luck. But yeah, I mean, attacked by a shark, attacked by a lion, and then attacked by the pride. And then manages to have someone pick him up in a rural area, and he survives. That's pretty insane.
Which guy do you think's the most crazy?
The dude that frickin' sewed himself up and went to the pub, man.
Not me. The guy who sat there and wanted to finish making a documentary with his leg floating in the water after it got ripped off. Like, that's just next level. I mean, at least the other one had a leg and he stitched it.
Yeah.
Now, that guy makes sense to me. I would want a beer after that, too.
Okay.
Just saying.
Fair enough.
But, guy who wants to record his crap is, like, crazy.
Well, and the one thing all these people have in common is they had a very crazy occurrence, which is why they were blessed enough to end up on our podcast.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky guys.
Lucky sons of guns.
So, yeah, you guys, that's our Shark Attack episode. And we are excited. It is October.
Be careful when you go swim, because you just might get attacked and then get attacked by a lion.
Yeah.
And bitten by a bear.
Yeah.
And then bitten by a snake.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to start going on to the Twitter, and if you guys feel like you want to go on, we're going to put a link
Sharks,
there.
lions, and bears, and snakes. Oh, my!
We would love to know what you think. I would like to know, do you think you would go for the hospital or a beer? And I also want to know which one.
I think that depends on the severity of the situation.
Yeah.
If I knew I could properly sew myself up, I just might do that.
Exactly. Anyway, I just want to say, it's amazing some of the things that happen in real life, and real life is a lot of the times things will happen that no one would have thought up,
Yeah.
Like, no one would have even made a guy get attacked by 2 sharks, a lion, and then a pride of lions, because they would say people wouldn't believe it was real. Because that could never really happen.
Yeah.
But that freaking happened. It's crazy.
But, that's probably happened maybe once or twice out of how many billions of people that have been on the world?
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the only one.
Yeah. You're literally the only one.
He could be like Tigger, because I'm the only one.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do that.
Because I'm the only one.
There we go.
Tigger!
You all have a great night or day or whatever you're doing. And we hope that you enjoy listening to us, and we're just going to keep throwing out content. And yeah, we'd love to start getting to where we hear from y'all.
And we love you.
We love you. We love recording this anyways, so.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like us, it's okay. It's okay.
It's been a good day. Went to work, came home, had some fresh made tacos, and record the podcast, baby.
But yeah, we do appreciate all of you who do listen, and we're glad. And yeah, keep on listening.
If you like it, tell your friends.
Oh, and subscribe. We always forget.
We're like the Twitch people.
Like and subscribe.
It's like my kid who makes a 5-second video about something simple, but 3 seconds of the 5-second video is make sure you like and subscribe to my channel.
You know what? Though we've never said it, and we're like 6 or so odd, recordings in.
Well, maybe it's high time we did.
I agree.
You best don't like and subscribe, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think about it when I watch stuff a lot of the times, and then they say it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that. So,
but if it's like on Spotify, it's not. It's like you follow it, right?
Yeah, follow us.
Follow me, precious. All right, farewell, goodbye.
Bye-bye.